Warning. The following content contains sounds. It has been shown that some sapiens of the Homo have episodic memory towards some sounds, therefore forming a bad reaction to certain sounds. Nevertheless, the sounds we use are only to mark actions and notions, which are, of course, ridiculous. We are not mocking the people who have them. No, because you know in time, you may change what you do and change what you think. Having said that, this is Correlation Sensation, a show where I talk about your mother's mammalian protuberances. Yes. They come in all sorts of shapes, colors, and textures and smells. But of course, we will proceed to something more important.
How's it going?
Not so good.
Why's that?
Goddamn fucking audio file deleted itself.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
So it committed seppuku?
It was a scary situation. I just talked him off of a ledge.
Who, me?
Well, I mean, it was just a kitchen counter, so I don't think you'd be that hurt.
Yeah, but he was like threatening to, land on a couple knives. And I was like, baby, that's dangerous.
What'd you say, sepultura? Seppuku?
Yeah.
Is that like bukkake?
It's Japanese, but it's ritual suicide if you fail.
That's my favorite.
You fail? Everybody fails.
Bukkake.
Well, no, that's the thing is that they'd rather have honorable deaths than fail back in feudal and
it's all over my pie.
From World War II and before.
Yeah?
Yes.
You know what I think?
What?
Bullshit. People had to fail classes before that. Were they just killing themselves left and right? I got an F on my essay. And boom. Just off myself.
It was more of a ritualistic war thing.
I don't think they did that because you can just take the F and then write, in the same color pen in a straight line down, on the other side of the F.
Yeah.
And make it look like an A. And then, then it's an A.
Yeah, I bet their symbols were a little bit more complicated than the Latin ones that English-speaking people use.
Possibly.
Yeah, like box, triangle, dot, X.
I thought it was a good idea.
Apartment complex.
I guess I'm thinking of the wrong times.
I think the thing you're thinking of is called kanji.
Oh, speaking of which, Anubis. I didn't realize that was actually an Egyptian god, and they do put him in hieroglyphs. So, those who heard me make fun of Void for using Anubis, well, I am sorry, Void. You were correct, and I was arrogant and wrong.
Talk about throwback.
That's kind of how it usually is for you, babe.
Hey, you know what? If this is your first episode, you can continue listening. I give you permission. I have ultimate control.
Yes, ultimate control.
Why? You acting like that's not serious.
You just think you have ultimate control.
What?
That's just what you think.
My name is Gork.
And my name's Void.
I'm the nut gatherer.
Yes.
Yes, I gather all the nut. It's a super fun job.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
She has too much fun with it.
Yes, I do.
If you ask me.
Yes.
Even her son, Void, exclaims in agony, yes.
Yes.
Well, I wouldn't be
knows.
here if she wasn't a nut gatherer, would I?
Oh, no, you would not.
We need a nut swallower.
Well, that was basically Joe.
Oh.
Joe Mama.
The nut taster?
He just puts all the nuts in his mouth.
Yeah, he salivates all over them.
Yes.
That sounds like fun.
Safekeeping, I guess. He makes sure they're good enough for the squirrels.
A bit nutty.
Oh, speaking of which, Squirrel Hunter told me he was on probation.
Oh,
And I
what?
told him he better stop hunting squirrels naked again.
Yeah, they didn't like it in Central Park.
He lives in Texas, Void.
Central Park, Texas.
There probably is. There probably every huge landmark around the globe is stationed right in Texas.
Yes,
It's like a small world.
kind of.
Like going to Disney World.
Isn't it like the third largest state?
I don't know anything about the size. It's pretty big, though. So big, in fact. Everything is bigger in Texas, wink, wink. So if you got the small pee-pee, you don't need no penis pills or penis pump. Just move on to Texas. Drive a big truck and honk your horn all day long with all the others who have small penises. But they're bigger in Texas.
Yes, and your lifted truck tells you so.
Yes.
California's the third largest state.
Texas is the biggest, isn't it?
Yes, I was
I was kind of.
No, I think it's Alaska and then Texas.
Yeah, because Alaska's like as big as a goddamn country, practically.
Yeah, it's huge.
Well, a lot of states are bigger than other countries too, boy.
No, I mean comparable to
Like Israel is about the size of Maine or something like that, or smaller even.
Yeah, it's Alaska, Texas, and California. Then Montana.
And
that
Anubis.
seems weird.
Don't forget Anubis.
It's funny that things.
Yes,
If you
Anubis.
saw a map of the real world and the size, you'd be like, "Why the hell?"
Why the hell?
Well, yeah, it's everything isn't really the size it is on the map.
Yes, Void, we'd never seen the actual planet from afar.
Yeah, who would think that it's all on paper, but it's not really on paper?
I'm confused.
What?
I'm super confused.
What, Void?
I said people think it's on paper, but it's not on paper, obviously.
What's not on paper?
The Earth.
No. The
It's-
paper is on the Earth.
It comes from the trees.
Yes,
That's
I
how-
hear their screams at night.
That's how you make paper from trees.
Void, you gotta stop using the stimulator on the root system down below your house. Because plants communicate through the microbiota in their root system. They
There was
recently
something
compared
labeled
it to the nervous-
ayahuasca down there.
Ayahuasca
Yeah,
Ayahuasca.
for hallucinogenics.
yeah. I'm putting it in everyone's water.
Can I have some
Void.
more?
Void, society's already delusional as it is. Why would you make it worse?
I thought we needed more fun.
More fun.
Yeah.
What, so everybody starts chasing other people around and puking?
Yes.
They're already doing that, except coughing instead of puking.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, and the reason why we didn't even make a bonus episode to compensate for losing an episode is because I had 3 days where I shit you not, Void. Urine out asshole.
How far did you hover over the toilet?
I didn't hover at all.
No, I meant from the sheer force.
Not at all. No force. It
He's-
was my
he's-
asshole made way for the juices.
He's too heavy to
Yeah.
have hovered from his shits.
Yeah, I was squatting as I was shitting. I had 500 pounds on my back.
That's hovering, babe. That's hovering.
No, box squat.
Oh.
I heard a terrible story about the comedian talking about being so sick he had to make the choice of whether shit on the floor or puke on the floor. But he had to at the same time.
Well, you could just take down your pants and just, get on all fours and do it. Shoot it out your mouth and your anus at the same time.
I know, but
Like a dragon. 2-headed dragon.
Yeah, get it all on the floor all at the same time.
Yeah, and you could walk around in circles like a sprinkler system.
That would be fun.
It'd be like a fertilizing sprinkler system. Look at all those wonderful bacteria.
Just think about how much fun that would be to clean it up.
He made the valid choice of sitting on the toilet and just puking on the floor.
That's the decision I'd make.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Not the other way around? You don't want to just puke inside the toilet and shit all over the floor?
I'd rather clean up puke than shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the bathtub's not really a good option because it's not really meant for that.
Well, and if it's not close enough either, I've lived in houses where the toilet's like 5 feet away from the bathtub. So unless you're a fucking Amazon person.
Watch out, they have pea traveling
circus.
No, pea traveling fish that go up your urethra.
That's some scary shit.
Yeah, it gets stuck in your urethra tract and you can't pull it out because it's got backwards barbs.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Sounds delicious.
Where's this?
In the Amazon.
Oh, fuck no. We ain't never going there, baby.
Why not? We could go honeymoon there. Hey, they got beautiful pyramids over there.
Can we just go to the Bahamas like everybody else?
No. Don't want to be like everybody else. I already stick out like a sore thumb. Well, let's get back to it again.
Alright.
Episode 90. We're doing a Rene Descartes biography.
Okay. Again. Hopefully this time I'll listen better.
Part 1. Take 2. So, the ape name of Rene Descartes was born on the 31st day of the month of March, in the year of 1596 current era. This fetal evacuation was performed in the town of Loire, in the province of Touraine, in the country of Francia, also known as France. Touraine is a landlocked, almost centrally located, kind of off to the north and west of the center portion of France. Just do a lusty Google search, and you will find the visualization. About the 5th image into the Google search as of 9/17/21. Oh, god damn, that was a while ago.
How many lusty Google searches are you doing?
I lost count.
I think he's
sick son of a
addicted.
bitch.
Me? Oh, okay, blue waffle on Tom Nice face.
Oh.
What are you talking about? You came from the blue waffle.
No, I didn't. What the hell
Yes.
are you talking?
That was when it was a Belgian blue waffle. It was
Stop
larger than it is
talking
now.
about my.
What?
Stop talking about my vagina.
Oh, sorry. And stop talking about it when you stop posting it up like a billboard.
Is that what you're searching on Google?
I might be searching.
I mean,
your
that's what all those
aliases.
Google alerts are for.
Yeah. Ho sighting. 0.5 miles from you.
Closer than that.
Yeah. And now it is.
Yeah,
From your mother's house.
that's because I'm back.
I'm
from-
also getting a COVID warning over here, too.
That's because I'm back from Nye's house.
Yeah.
Yes.
What, is my great-great-grandchild living with Nye, too?
Maybe.
Oh.
It's none of your business.
So, source 2 is a sort of map indicating the province of Touraine is just west of the province called Centre, or Centre. It's also indicated that La Haye was the name of his hometown, but is now titled Descartes. That's from Britannica. But I found that there is no town named Descartes. In fact, currently there is a museum of Descartes just south of Touraine. Or Tours. I think it's called Tours now. Yeah. Now Descartes' father's first name is Joachim.
Seriously, that's one fat bitch.
What are you talking about?
The bitch?
You're talking about your sister?
Yes, my sister.
That's not very nice.
No, the bitch.
Oh, the dog.
Yes.
Yeah. I wouldn't know if it's fat, but it's pretty big. That's a huge bitch. Huge.
They ate all the other dogs.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
So, Joachim achieved wealth through monetizing on farms of both the geographic regions called Châtellerault and Poitou. It's relayed that Joachim was an acting councillor for the Parliament of Brittany in Rennes. Source 3 is a bonus source that has some historical information regarding the Parliament of Brittany. It appears that the town of Rennes was founded by a Celtic tribe that created its capital in what is now called Rennes. There's more data on source 3 if anyone is interested. One of the foundations for Rene Descartes was the fact that he inherited a modestly beneficial social status among the sapiens of the Homo in his area. As for his mother, her name was Jeanne Descartes, and she died just a year after Rene was born. Shortly after, Rene's father, Joachim, left him to get himself another woman in the town of Rennes, leaving Descartes in Loire. At first, Rene's maternal grandmother assisted in raising Rene, only to have Rene being passed on to his great-uncle located in Châtellerault. It is said in Britannica.com's website that Rene's family was a Roman Catholic, even though in Châtellerault it was a province of Poitou, which is claimed to have been a Protestant stronghold ruled by some group called the Huguenots. Oh, the Huguenots? Huguenots? Yeah, maybe it's Huguenots.
Huguenots.
Yes, the Huguenots of Châtellerault, which was the location for some negotiations that surmounted to the Edict of Nantes of 1598, which is communicated to have been a thing that made it legal for Protestants to worship their way all over France. At this point, Britannica thought it was good to tell you that Rene Descartes is thought to have regularly traveled from into Châtellerault in Poitou, or Poitou, until the year of 1628. What was that?
It's that stupid bitch. She's whining on the floor.
Vibrator?
Yes.
Oh, the bitch.
Yeah.
Like
not the
a real
little bitch, the big bitch.
Yeah, bitch slapped the bitch.
Yes.
In 1606, Rene was sent to La Flèche to attend a Jesuit college, said to have been founded in 1604 by King Henry IV. Britannica claimed a whopping 1,200 male sapiens of the Homo were educated for careers in the military for engineering purposes, judiciary practices, and administration careers for the government. Topics taught at this institution were fencing, riding horses, poetry, dancing, acting, music, metaphysics, mathematics, science, and classical studies, which include grammar, Latin, rhetoric, and Greek, with some Aristotle scholastic commentaries. Apparently, Aristotle and his syllogism, credited to him, reigned in high regard all over this time. A BBC documentary noted that Rene's mental health situation afforded him certain privileges to where he was allowed to stay up until the time of 10 o'clock at night. Ooh, he was a night owl.
Like
10
all of us.
10 o'clock at night is late?
They acted like it was late at that time, especially for a college student.
That's usually when my shifts used to begin.
Yeah.
Around 10, 11 o'clock at night.
Probably for most prostitutes all over the history of the world.
You think so?
Well, nighttime, a lot of guys want to go to sleep, and it's easier to go to sleep. You get jiggy with it.
Nah.
So...
What? What's up, Void?
Nothing. You did part of a song, and I finished it.
If we don't have
like the ladies of the night.
If we don't have sex at night, you can't sleep?
I mean, I could, but it's much more, what is it? Fulfilling. You know, you go to sleep all happy. You know, it feels like your life is in place. You're like,
Because you
oh,
had sex?
yeah, it's a primal thing that a lot of people need in order to go. You either have sex with another human or your hand. I mean, legally. I mean, you could have sex with all sorts of weird things if you wanted to, but I'm not encouraging that. Don't try to make any special Egyptian gods.
So, we can use your fist?
For what?
Your asshole?
Mine?
Yes.
My own fist and my own ass. No.
That's quite the yoga pose.
Yeah, it's
I call that one downward doggy style.
Yeah? So you downward doggy style. It's not downward doggy style. How dare you, Void? You have to use both hands on the ground when you do downward dog. How am I gonna put one of my fists on the ground and up my ass at the same time?
I don't know, maybe one of hers?
Please don't do that to my fist.
You want me to cut off one of her arms and put it on my shoulder so I can use it as a prop up and then use my...
Don't use any of my fists, please.
No, your palm will be on the ground. I'll use my own fist. I can feel the tips of my fingers with my
Don't
own
use
fist.
any parts of my arms, please.
Not any?
Not in that situation.
What about the pinky?
I was gonna say you can't really do it one arm on the ground and the other in your ass because while you're fisting your own ass, you're gonna push yourself forward.
Yeah, Descartes actually, in some of his books, he wrote about reading other people's books, kind of similar to having your fist in your own ass. Kind of like a masturbatory sensation, filling your head up with someone else's thoughts rather than your own. And this is what Rene Descartes is thought to have been doing up until 10 o'clock at night at this Jesuit college.
Plus, he had to do all this fisting by candlelight.
He had to put fists in his own ass?
It's more romantic that way. No, you've read books. You know how...
Yeah, he filled up his mind with other people's thoughts.
Yeah, kind of like you're filling up your orifice with your own fist.
With your fists. Yeah, I get it.
And you get off. You get your rocks off that way. You'll feel good when you read something, right? Well, I mean, if you read something that makes somewhat sense to what you're trying to make sense of the world, and you go,
pleasure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Just read a book in one hand and jerk off in the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
just one hand in your pants.
You know,
one
that's
hand on
probably
your book.
What happened if you read
did
saucy
that on
books.
Long Cold Nights Alone with romance novels,
That
right?
was-
Yes, the dirty, raunchy old lady stuff.
Yeah, that's probably what Rene Descartes was reading at the very end of his book reading session.
What is that? What was that section at the bookstore?
Erotica?
No, it was with social studies and sciences where they have like, what was it?
It was
Like gender studies, and then you have critical race theory, and then you have dirty, raunchy, romantic books.
Yes, it was weird.
It was the perfect place for it, Void. It was like stupid shit to stupid shit, more stupid shit.
Yeah, it was like a lot of political stuff too.
Yeah.
Stupid shit.
It's more like come to this section if you want to become radical, dude.
I guess, and then we'll add a little erotica in here too.
I think the anarchist
just to
cookbook
spice
was in
things
there.
up. Oh yeah, there's definitely some other crazy like white supremacist stuff there too.
Oh yeah, they're probably supremacists in every single race too. Like
It's in the
black
Bible.
power, and then white power, and then brown
I
power.
mean, they changed the color of Jesus.
Yeah, they did have a picture of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fro Jesus.
Oh, funny. I think he was more...
Middle Eastern because he was born in the Middle East.
Maybe, but I think it was more submarine, right?
He was Jewish.
Yeah.
What? Bethlehem? Yeah.
Bethlehem?
Yeah.
Yes.
But he was still in that region. general area.
Yeah.
You know, right there in the sandy area.
They spoke Aramaic.
They spoke a bunch
Arabic?
of languages over
No,
there.
Aramaic.
Latin was spoken over there because Romans were in charge of it.
That's crazy.
Aramaic.
Crazy to think.
Aramaic?
Yeah, that's what.
Or Arabic? Aramaic.
Aramaic.
American. Aramerican. It
Great.
sounds like an airline now.
I don't think that's
Aramaic. There we go.
Aramerican, the language that Jesus flew with.
definitely not.
He just had wings on his sandals going.
Yeah, he didn't just walk on
He
water.
did have wings on his sandals
He farted through the sky.
and bells on his
Was
shoes.
this turning into a Swiss Army Man?
Yes.
It's a crazy ass movie where a corpse farts and solves problems.
Kind of like Hubie's thermal. Hubie's thermal in the movie.
It stars Harry Potter and
Sweetie.
What?
Hubie's thermal in the Halloween.
Oh, yeah, the thermos.
Yes.
Yeah, he was like Inspector Gadget with
Yes.
the thermos.
Yes, it was awesome.
You know, it's getting around that time, you know, around the hoo-hoo spooky time, you know.
Yes, it is.
And Hubie, that's a good one for you. You should watch that.
Yes, it's funny.
Yeah, definitely.
Why is it so funny?
Well, first of all, it's Adam Sandler.
Yeah, it's one of his movies.
Oh yeah.
And
I thought you were referring to Goonies for some reason.
Hubie, you're thinking about that one dude like Garth or whatever, the guy who lived in a cell, locked up.
No,
With the
no,
big ass head and
Hey,
weird eyes.
you guys!
you know that was just makeup, right?
Prosthetics.
Yep.
I had no idea.
He might have had clay on his face. No,
That's-
that dude really looked like that. He was a fucked up looking
A
guy.
Cyclops?
That guy looked fucked up like that.
He
In
was
real
a
life.
Cyclops.
He wasn't. No, he was just. It looked like some woman who just gave birth, saw him and tried to put him back inside and smush his head.
I'm looking
It
it
always
up right
reminds me of the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
You mean touch
Or-
him,
Sorry,
Jesus?
Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Or young Frankenstein. You know. With the guy who played Willy Wonka as.
I like the theory about the baby being put back in the cooch.
Yeah, it wasn't really well thought out, was it?
No, I really did like that idea. That was the best
It
one.
wasn't done. Boyd, what are you looking at?
I'm just.
What's that noise?
You looking up the actor? So, while our main character, Rene, was up late studying, the other students were required to get up much earlier than him, like at the butt crack of dawn or something, which would make ostracism a thought that comes to my mind. You know? You think Rene was a little bit ostracized from the other students because he got these special privileges?
I think he was ostracized because he put his fist in his own ass.
Especially at lunchtime.
What? I said at nighttime, around 10 o'clock at night.
Remember, he's a night owl. He got special privileges. He got to stay up later than everybody else.
So he's like that one sibling that says, "Hey, they get to stay up later. What the hell?"
No, more like everybody else would probably think that.
That's what I meant.
He
Probably
got
just talk
special
shit.
privileges. He got to stay up later because they tickled his booty. Or he tickled their booty
You think so?
with his fist.
I don't think that would feel like a tickle.
Sounds like a tickle to me.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, tickle pink.
You know how tight my asshole is.
Oh, like a hallway.
Yes. You can fit like 12 hot dogs down there.
I fit the top of my head in there.
Yeah, that's true. It's happened a couple times.
Word like a hat.
Yeah.
Were you an ostrich?
Yes. This is called the dirty ostrich.
His head is the egg that's almost out. And I'm about to plop it. And really, it's like a force to be reckoned with.
You do know that the eggs do not actually come out of the rectum of the bird.
Yeah, they do. They use the same hole.
In this
I thought that it was a hole just above it.
in this instance, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Okay?
Where is my phone? You got a phone, boy.
I'll look at it.
Yeah, you looked it up.
Do you want to look at my phone?
No, it's good. I don't
phone.
want to touch that. It's been up his bum.
Hey, boy, it's not like the first time you've touched something that's been there.
Don't look at all my Google searches. There's some dirty shit in there.
How to dispose of body,
Dude.
how to preserve penis in a jar.
Well, you could just ask me, honey. I know how to do that. Do chickens fly, pee, eat jalapeno beetles or Japanese beetles, eat grass, eat ticks, have teeth, eat ants, stop laying
They
eggs,
eat ass, that's for sure.
lay eggs out of their anus. That's the top search when I type in that far. Chickens do lay eggs out to their anus.
What about ostriches?
But
Remember?
when the egg comes out, the chicken's cloaca is turned inside out so that the egg cannot come in contact with the intestines. Ooh.
That's very interesting.
Now,
What about an ostrich?
yes, I'm going
It's
to
probably
do that.
the same.
Hurry up.
Hey, be patient.
That's something that's impossible. I don't have any patience.
Such a loving mother.
Yes.
Do ostriches
Lay eggs from their anus.
In fact, most birds reproduce by doing something called a cloacal kiss, during which they sort of bump cloacas to pass along sperm to egg.
Maybe that's what we should call it.
A
The
colloquialism.
Cloak to kiss.
Where's the ostrich? Ostrich or ass stretch when laying eggs. The photographic journey of bulldog.
What? What the fuck is that? You guys gotta Google this stuff.
I think all birds are the same.
Okay. Makes sense.
That's what I was guessing. So I was half right. It doesn't come out of the intestines, it comes out of another hole.
Anyways, Rene Descartes' mental health impacted more than just, the comfort of his life routine, but it led to some sort of mental episodes claimed by some historians on the BBC that it led to an impact of his academic career. This would make sense, since his career would end up sort of at odds socially with, the current or the accepted dogma of the time, with some individuals in academia who would shun him in later times. So, from the age of 8 to 16, Rene was a college student until he graduated.
From
Wow.
8 to 16?
8 whole years
From age 8.
to 16. But college was probably
Better
something
get him
different.
started early.
Probably more like high school. You probably had elementary school and then college. In 1610, 2 years prior to Rene's graduation, Henry IV died, leaving freedom for Protestantism in both France and Germany on the brink of erosion. Rene Descartes is said to have participated in what is called an imposing ceremony from Britannica, where the heart of Henry IV was placed in the Cathedral of La Flèche. That's perfect. It's called La Flèche. He had his heart in there. The cathedral.
Of La Fleshlight.
Yeah, I know that's what you call her. Hey, how does the butthole feel on those?
Have you ever used a butthole fleshlight? That's what he's asking.
Yeah.
Well, I know the real thing, so...
So you don't have a butthole one?
No.
Well,
I
then you
wanna-
just answer his
You
question.
just answer my question. You don't know.
It's okay.
No, I know.
Yeah, how
It's
dare you?
all-
We're all very, close and intimate here. So
Yes, we're all rubbing.
Rubbering,
No.
like the nut rubber.
yeah.
Don't you talk about
rubbing
my body?
cloacas around.
Yes, cloacas. You will go right ahead and throw your cloaca void. So, anyways, this whole situation with Henry IV dying and, a new heir taking the throne had a huge impact on Rene and his future censorship of himself. It had indications where Rene would talk in some letters, correspond with some letters, with fear for contradicting the church, alluding to, the situation of Galileo for his time.
Mm-hmm.
During Rene's time at the College of La Flèche, it's communicated that Galileo's publication of the moons of Jupiter proved the Copernicus theory of the planet Earth not being the center of the universe. Sorry to burst your bubble, said Galileo.
We're not the center of the universe?
You're fucking with me.
I thought we were the center of the universe.
Oh, golly, gee willikers.
Earthling, so self-centered.
At least this one.
I guess so. I am pretty conceited.
Yeah, I know. That's the prettiest blue waffle in town.
That's right.
Please
Ver-
don't talk about that.
The prettiest and floppiest blue
What, are you
waffle.
pitching a tent over there, Void?
No, it's just kind of those pictures you showed me were nasty.
Why, that wasn't as good as the one where I opened up the flaps,
Wow.
exposing the blueberry butter.
Oh.
It
Ooh.
really is cute once you open the flaps.
Yeah, it's like a
Was that
pretty
before
color.
or after the reconstructive surgery?
Both.
A
Anyway,
beautiful work of art.
It was just a little bigger before.
Well, you have to quit pumping it every day.
yeah, you want the juices to just sit there sometimes.
Okay, I see. I'll try that.
Yeah, let us stew a little. So, when 1614 crept up, Rene traveled to Poitiers's church, achieving a law degree in 1616. By the years,
An 8-year-old lawyer?
Void,
What?
no. He was 20.
Oh, 20.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone would trust a 20-year-old lawyer nowadays.
true. Everybody has their biases that change over time.
Yes.
I bet they had a lot more life experience back then by the time they were 20.
Yes, but also life was a lot shorter, too.
Not for
Yes.
everybody. There was actually, when I read some people's biography, they mention some of these church people. They live up into their 60s and 80s sometimes.
Probably because they were well taken care of by the community.
Oh, yeah. They probably ate the best meat.
Yeah, let me give you this beautiful cut of pork.
Got their pick of the virgins. Won't have to worry about syphilis.
Yes.
That's disgusting.
They probably didn't have to go to the communal bathrooms. It was just looked like a sauna, both holes cut in the benches.
Sounds like fun.
I know.
So by 1616, the Huguenot people of Poitiers were in some sort of revolting state against the new king called Henry VIII. How does one get from Henry IV to Henry VIII, goddammit? Within 6 years?
Maybe he ate all the others.
No. Maybe all the others died, They probably kept on naming him Henry because one died at stillborn, or sudden infant death, or shaken baby syndrome. Anyways, Henry VIII reigned from the year 1610 all the way to 1643, so it appears that there was not much hope for the freedom of thinking when it came to religion.
Yes, or his wives.
Yeah. What
Don't
does his
forget
wife?
about the women who couldn't breastfeed. Their babies would starve to death.
No, they just get one of their slaves or something.
Not all the time. What if it was a slave? Who would they have to ask?
Another slave.
Hmm.
Yeah, hey, can you?
No, lots of babies died back then from malnutrition and
Yeah,
dehydration.
probably. Oh, yeah, definitely, especially in their conditions.
It wasn't just SIDS.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of reasons why they died.
Yeah, that's true.
Smallpox?
No,
Yeah. Don't you argue with me, woman.
I don't believe in smallpox.
Okay. Now, in 1618, Rene Descartes went to the nether regions.
That's why he has 0 vaccinations.
I have all of my vaccinations, mother.
Yeah, we actually falsified your documents, boy.
No, I remember going to the doctor.
Yeah,
Nope.
we implanted that memory too.
That was just salt water.
Yeah,
That
remember?
was saline.
Remember when we injected root beer into him and he got really excited?
Yeah, he thought it was like the COVID-19 vaccine.
No, I went and did that myself.
Yeah, but we paid the doctor.
We paid the doctor off. He just injected feces into your bloodstream. That's why you felt so bad.
That's why you got sick.
That's why he gave you those pills to go along with it.
I'm scarred for life.
You should be.
You are terrible parents.
Especially on your arm where you got the gangrene.
That's not true. I didn't have gangrene.
Yeah, you got a little purple waffle on your arm, son.
No.
That's green, babe. You need to get your eyes checked. Are you colorblind?
No, I just have these funky glasses on. Everything looks blue.
And purple?
Yeah.
Like my waffle?
Yes.
So sexy.
Deep purple.
Yeah, so deep it's blue. Like your balls.
So, back to the nether
He
regions.
needs to take off the rubber band first.
Back to the nether regions.
Yes, his rubber band on his nether regions, I know.
No, Rene Descartes. In the nether regions. More specifically, Breda of the nether regions. There, in Breda, not formally, but in all actuality, Rene was a student for mathematics and military architecture for 15 whole months.
Oh.
This was done during peacetime, at least that's what I read, in a peacetime army.
Oh, it was a cushy job for nobles, gotcha.
Yeah. In the Protestant army of one called a stadtholder named Prince Maurice. Yeah.
Prince Maurice, huh?
Maurice, oh.
Sounds fancy.
Was he a gambler? A midnight toker?
I didn't read that.
He's getting his lovin' on the run.
Exactly.
It's peacetime. Why would he be on the run?
It means he goes woman to woman, Jesus Christ.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So, like you.
Like me?
Yes.
No, it's just me with Google tits. You're the one who goes on the run. Take on the ship.
I don't know what you're talking about. That never happened.
Lies.
Never happened.
Lies on top of flies.
Nope.
Eskimo pudding pie. Lie.
I think you're thinking of someone else.
Baloney.
Maybe your last girlfriend.
Pah.
Yahoo?
No. Don't talk about Yahoo.
She has a big old who.
Yeah, she did. Micro penis.
Well, that turned.
Yeah,
that twisted and turned a little bit.
Yeah. So I searched stadtholder, and I found it was a chief magistrate, meaning like high ape man on the totem pole for civic work, which would make sense because this is a prince. You know. It's probably just another thing to put on his resume, just in case if he had to become king of some kind. They'd be like, well, he was in the military. And then, you have some of the people writing at the sidelines going, yeah, during the peacetime, you son of a bitch. It's kind of like that guy who gets, like, hit by shrapnel in Vietnam or something. They go, he got a Purple Heart. Yeah, he just got one little piece of shrapnel in his forearm.
And he survived.
Yeah.
My grandpa got shot in World War II through the leg.
Through the leg?
That's a lot more than shrapnel.
Yeah.
Yeah, he still had the hole. He would sit and show us it.
He had a holy leg? He
Yes.
showed you his hole?
Yes. His bullet hole.
All the way through?
Yep.
You
Could he
could
stick his-
see through his hole.
No. There was just the indent.
Oh, that would
I
have been
was
like
gonna
a
say.
gaping video.
I was gonna say, man, what'd they do? Stick a curling iron in there?
It was pretty small. Maybe like size of pinky.
What's it called? Cauterize?
Yeah.
Surprisingly, he was lucky it didn't hit an artery. I think it was.
That's good.
I think it was closer to the groin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, about the groin.
It's funny. His name was Heine, and he got shot in the leg.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah. I wish you did a Forrest Gump.
Something bit me directly in the buttocks. I did not have relations with that woman.
Void. Your
Why?
Alabama's coming now.
I play sexual and sexual games. I mean, I play the saxophone.
Well, we know you were just talking about your fleshlight, so we know you play those kind of games, son.
It's my favorite musical instrument. In Soviet Russia.
Making queefing noises?
Yes.
Why
Some
did it
people
go
call
to
me
Soviet Russia? You just had an Alabama accent.
Sorry, my wires
blow
are
on
getting
it?
crossed.
Do you blow on it like one of those, hillbilly instruments? Like the moonshine jug? Hoo, 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 hoo.
No, it makes that noise when my dick goes in and out here and there.
Because there's such a big gap.
No, it is a normal sized penis.
There's such a big gap in between the meat, the flesh,
Well,
and that light.
You want to know a big
It goes-
gap?
Hoo, hoo.
There's a big gap with
Is there an
Rennes.
owl in here?
No. No, it sounds like this.
Yeah.
No, I will give you demonstration.
I'll try.
Great, we're just the Royal Queefing Army.
Hold on.
Yes.
Mother, put your butt plug away.
Yes.
It is my mating call.
Just like that, you guys.
Now, speaking of
Is she trying to do
instruments-
the brown note?
Okay, honey. We can stop with the theatrics now. Please.
It's so good, though.
I have a feeling that Rene Descartes was the black sheep of his family, considering that it was indicated his family was Catholic, while Rene had been working with Protestant groups. He even went to a Jesuit college. This would have not come to a surprise to me, even though on the BBC documentary they spoke like his family really wasn't religious at all. They were just part of that group because that was the group to become a part of. You don't want to be an inquisitor's target. Descartes was also encouraged to study mathematics and science by a fellow ape in the nether regions. This human was named Isaac Beekman. Beekman lived from 1588 to 1637. There is a book said to have been written in 1618 but not published until 1650 after Rene's death. And this book by Rene Descartes was called Compendium of Music, and it was said to have been dedicated to Beekman himself. Starting at the age of 23 in 1619, for 9 years Descartes is indicated for traveling to both north and south parts of Europe. The BBC documentary indicated that Rene had 3 major dreams, believed to have impacted his life trajectory, which would have me thinking this was what happened before or just at the beginning of his gallivanting around northern and southern Europe.
So he did some gallivanting too? That sounds like fun.
Usually what happens when someone is born of any kind of wealth back in the day.
They just
have,
gallivant.
Go here, go there.
You can do that when you're poor too.
Yeah, but it's, back in the day,
It's
you're
more
poor,
like
probably
from this street to that street to
Probably
that street.
giving a handy to the next guy with a chariot.
Yeah, that's true. That's my favorite thing to do.
Probably playing the
I mean,
blowhole.
I used to love doing that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Back
That's
in,
how I met you, actually.
Back in the day, yes. Yes.
And then I found out that you were really Void's mom. That's why you were inside the same neighborhood I was going to Void's place.
It was weird meeting you like that.
Yeah, I was like, hey, Void, look at this slut I picked up. And you're
Mom?
like, yeah, exactly. And I was like, God damn.
I remember that day. He
I was
started
like, your
bawling
mom
his...
is, whoa.
Yeah. Then we got married. Like a week later.
Oh,
Me and you.
me and you?
Yeah, we got married, remember?
No. How did that happen? I must have been drunk.
You must have been drunk.
No, I remember, honey buns.
Sure.
How could I forget?
Okay. You're just trying to kiss my ass.
You wore the black dress because you were definitely not the virgin.
Yes, that's true.
Void
Well,
was-
I'm here, so hopefully not, unless I'm Jesus.
Oh, you're definitely like Jesus.
You're a lot like Jesus.
Yes, you're super special.
Yeah, always when I need you to comment on something, you're usually never there.
Oh, you mean like he doesn't exist?
Exactly. You're void.
It's like you don't even have a space. Your mass is at 0.
Huh?
You're a void.
What? You're avoiding me? What?
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm avoiding you.
Yeah, kind of like the void in your dreams.
Oh.
Yeah, the first dream was that of a storm, which was strong enough to have a powerful wind which pushed Rene around,
What do you think is on the other side of the black hole?
causing enough fear. It's just another universe.
So if we go in that hole, we'll be in another universe?
Yeah, completely scrambled up.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's like a portal.
Sounds good.
Imagine a figure 8, and at the center of the figure 8 is the black hole.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I know some people in physics right now are probably getting all worked up.
Yes,
But that's because you're an ape and you don't know any better. And I'm superior, so you listen to me, okay? I'm better than all that stuff they say.
Yes.
Yes.
I will bow
Take
down
your
to you,
Mobius
Daddy.
strip somewhere else.
I mean,
Yeah. Go back in time
Master
with
Gork
Yes, Master Gork.
or Daddy,
Yeah.
aka Daddy.
Master Daddy.
Master Daddy. Ooh, that's a new one.
Yeah,
We
kind
gotta
of.
get a whip for that one.
Well, what?
We gotta get a whip for that one.
Yeah. Whip you in the shave.
Yes.
Very powerful.
Yes, Master Daddy.
Much like the wind of Descartes' dream,
Yes.
which caused Descartes to have enough
Yes.
fear to be driven into
Yes.
a church for a refugee of some
I'll have what she's having.
for refuge of some kind. In this church, a person was there to present Descartes with a foreign melon of some kind. Yeah,
I
he went
think
in-
I know what kind.
yeah. Yeah, the second dream of Descartes was only described as a thunder clashing.
He was just farting.
A thunder cunt?
A thunder clashing.
Thunder
and some
clash.
storm clouds.
Oh, so the cunt just clapped and clashed together?
Maybe he just misinterpreted the
They were
muff.
twerking or something and he seen their ass just thunderclap.
Yeah, I think he really just, mistook the flashing of light in the room whenever the ass was clapping open.
Oh,
lightning.
I see. Yes. That
And
makes
then the
sense.
sound coming afterwards when the cheeks closed, he thought was thunder, but it was
Just,
not.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, anyways, the third dream included a Latin poem starting off with the line translated to be, quote, "What path in life shall I follow?" End quote. continuing to a motto from Pythagoras. It didn't specify which motto on the BBC documentary, but I found a quote from, Pythagoras, which is source 8. And let's just put it this way. The best one I found was, quote, reason is immortal, all else mortal. Yeah. The final bit, which is not really true. You need to have something to have the reason. Anyways, the final bit of the third dream was unfinished. Was an unfinished encyclopedia which represented all the regions of science being interwoven together by one special thing. I think this trip was related to these dreams that Rene Descartes had recalled. It's also claimed that the tree of knowledge stemmed from these dreams, which is what Descartes is credited for making, where metaphysics is the roots of this knowledge tree. Oh, nothing better than to start knowledge off with something that doesn't exist, with physics being the trunk, with all the branches being other areas of science. Although I thought that math would have been better off as being the root system of everything in science, but there I go talking out of my butt again.
That's something you really like to do.
Yeah, from time to time.
It seems like it.
So, when it comes to Descartes reflecting to his trip around Europe, I use source 7 because Britannica had not a really good quote. It was out of context. It didn't divulge much information. So here comes a quote. Quote, resolving to seek no knowledge other than that which could be found in myself, or else in the great book of the world. He wrote much later in his book called Discourse on the method of rightly conducting the reason and seeking truth in the sciences, published in 1637. So there you go. He's very Eurocentric.
Well, of course, he lived in Europe.
But they have all the rest of the world. They knew about Mongolia,
We weren't
China.
sure how sophisticated everybody was back there in every country.
Yeah, there's fucking India, Africa,
They could've-
Americas.
All of the kingdoms had sophisticated people. It was just different cultures, so their sophistications were different.
Yeah, and there are pyramids all over that people didn't know about.
It's just some people thought they were better than the others, so they thought they would overcome the other countries. But really, they were just being arrogant douchebags.
Well, that's because the other cultures didn't have manufacturing of poofy collars.
Yeah, that yes. You
and
remember
wigs to cover up
they
their
look
syphilis
like
from
the
raping
accordions?
over Americans.
the accordion-looking fucking ugly things
Yeah.
up around your throat? Those fucking ugly, what are they called?
Yeah, those other cultures, yeah, that's kind of like, the giraffe people, tribes people in Africa who put the metal rings around their neck.
Yes,
That's kind of what it's like.
as a symbol, as like an elder or somebody of higher knowledge.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or
what
how
Pigs
big
else.
the
or-
plate is you put in your butty,
Oh, like the lip plate
or the ear plate.
Yes, yeah,
or the gourd on the penis.
yeah, like that one.
You ever seen that one? They're
I
like-
know some of the
got
cultures,
like
they
a
actually stretch
Yeah,
they stretch it, man.
I think this one they roll it up like a fruit by the foot.
Oh, Jesus. I don't, yeah.
They put like a
cool.
boulder on top of it, let it smash it.
Yeah, so it's really long, but thin.
Yeah.
No girth at all. That's boring.
Then they just wrap, the penis around a stick and then roll up their cock.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
And then when it's time to get jiggy with it, they just pull out the stick and the dick just falls out like a tongue on the cartoon wolf. That's how they mate. No, that's not how some humans mate.
I don't think so. I don't think it would work anymore.
No?
No, I think all of their reproductive organs would be destroyed at that point.
It's just a cock rolled up.
I think the inner tubes would be destroyed once it was rolled up tight like that around sticks.
How would they pee?
They just pee inside,
Probably.
and then it just unrolls out like a pinwheel going the opposite way.
Kind of like how some tribes used to, drill a hole at the bottom base part of their cock, for birth control. If they wanted to get her pregnant, they plug up the hole. If not, they just let it squirt out the hole, the base of the cock.
Seriously?
You never heard of that?
They used to put something in the hole.
They used to, put a hole in the base of their cock underneath it. So there'd be another hole, not just the tip of your dick.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like a release valve.
That still sounds very painful.
Not as painful as taking a burning stick and sticking it up the hoo-ha.
Or possibly giving birth to a big fat head baby.
I don't know.
Named Sloth.
I know. Big ass head.
So, in 1619, Rene was in the place.
Baby.
What?
Boy's big ass head.
She's having birthing flashbacks.
Yes, it's terrifying.
Yeah, his head wasn't much different than it is now.
That's a big ass head.
That's what she said.
Yes, that is what she said. She being me.
Like a watermelon coming out.
Yes, almost a little shorter than a watermelon. Definitely as thick.
I'm bigger than a watermelon, or bigger than a cantaloupe and a honeydew, but not as big as a big watermelon.
Nice. I like how you know your melons.
Yes.
In
Of course, I'm an aficionado. I watch 10 hours of porn a day.
Yeah. How's that study going? Or
Yes, it's my leisure suit studies.
Have you lost all sensation sexually?
No.
Good. We're going to use
That's
that
next week when I roll my dick up in a stick.
You do that. Take notes.
Make sure you get a stick to stick it up the hole, too.
Yeah.
You got to plug it up.
Sounding.
So in 1619, Rene was in a place called Bohemia, which is somewhere in Europe. Somewhere near, Austria-Hungary and all that jazz. Which is also known for a place that was pretty popular for, radical thinking, I believe. If I'm not mistaken. So, while Rene was in the location called Bohemia, he is believed to have invented analytical geometry. Now, analytical geometry is the use of a human invention called the Cartesian plane. For an example, it's like a grid, with the X and Y axis. One finds the difference between 2 points with analytical geometry using this plane. So, the first point will be labeled with x1 and y1, respectively, with the second point. When you want to find the x part, you take x2 and subtract with x1. And then to find the y portion, you're going to find y2 minus y1.
Yes, I'm very confused too.
This is how you find the difference between the 2 points with rise over run. That's how you get slope between the 2 points. Also, with the Cartesian plane, you can visualize the slope too. So I have a source for that too, if you want to look up analytical geometry, in case you didn't take, that part of algebra in high school.
Yeah, or maybe you didn't go to class.
Yeah.
You just jitzed all the time.
Yeah,
did drugs.
Yourself.
You did lots of drugs and got drunk and had sex, like little whores that you all are.
Cool.
Yeah, you thought you were cool.
With your HPV.
That's the best thing ever.
Oh, yeah. Anywho, when Rene Descartes got a little bit older, I feel he felt accomplished enough in math and went into logic with a book published from his own composition in 1637 called Discourse on Method, originally written in French because Descartes was French. And on the BBC documentary, one female sapien of the Homo called the Doctor believes that the book was set up as an essay to be followed by more essays due to its short descriptive nature, almost like a come follow me down this rabbit hole set, almost like a trilogy. You got to slowly ease the dick into the asshole in order to fill someone up with your dogma. At least if you want everything to come out okay.
That sounds like a Friday night to me.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it, boy?
Yes.
Anyways, this is the book where Rene sketches out the tree of knowledge we spoke about earlier. for the expressions of the metaphysical roots in the physics trunk of the tree with that little perceived knowledge, in physics, of course, to the point where he would allude to how physics plays as the main frame for all the other aspects of reality. I wouldn't have been surprised if someone else had shared the same idea like that. You know, kind of like how when you come up with an idea you think is completely original, later on you find out someone else had that idea too and went along with it, where you just didn't do nothing and you just decided to sit on your ass and pick your butthole and look at your phone instead.
I don't understand how somebody could have the same exact thought process as you. That's weird.
Or at least that thought. Because everybody's reflecting on reality.
Yes, that thought.
The more connected reality is, more people are going to... You know, it's like how Elijah Gray is another person who was big on electricity and trying to figure out how to make the phone. And around the same time, Elijah Gray was actually inventing a way to come up with a telephone at the same time as Graham Bell. But Graham Bell got the prize because it was a couple days prior or a week or something prior to Elijah Gray concluding how he could solve his problem.
That's crazy.
Or like how Nikola Tesla have produced an invention which gave off like X-rays, and it was actually a byproduct of his invention and not something he invented for the purpose of X-rays.
I believe they call that the mother of invention.
What? Accidents?
Well, no, I'm just saying the natural way of inventing something naturally just by a byproduct.
So you can't be the father? It has to be the mother?
No, I
because
think
what, creation?
I think they refer to the father as the creator, and then byproduct is actually the mother. I don't know. Sounds like Father, Son, Holy Ghost kind of thing.
Yes.
Yes, we all know Jesus is jizz, yes.
No, Jesus is actually
No, that's
Jesus.
the Holy Ghost.
Oh.
You say it Jesus.
And the Son, too. It's all the same. You are the sperm from your father's nutsack.
Yes.
And your mother's egg from your mother's womb.
Well, it originates
and the
in the
ovary
ovaries.
in her eye.
The ovary, whatever.
Ovaries, then it travels
It's all the same.
down the fallopian tube, and then it
Yeah, we talked about fallopian head.
sticks
Gabriel
into the
Fallopio.
uterine lining, which is the mucus that is your
Yes.
blood lining for your
Yes.
menstruation
We
cycle.
don't want anybody to lose any of their lunch, okay?
And if anybody, over a period, really, you
Not
probably
the blue
shouldn't
waffle.
be talking about anything else.
I think maybe we should continue.
Okay.
Yes,
Back to
hurry the
topic.
fuck up.
Damn, woman.
Don't want to hear about my stuff, but I got to hear about your stuff.
Yeah. So I actually listened to a little bit of an Audible book, A Discourse on Method. I think we're going to cover that one next week. As long as I don't have another blowout or we have a loss of data on my computer again.
Let's not even...
Yeah, source 5 for this podcast episode is actually a free online version of that book, A Discourse, if you don't have Audible and you want to actually read. Another book credited to Rene Descartes is published later to that of the previously mentioned book in the year of 1701, so it's way after Descartes' death. The believed written date for this arrangement that I just mentioned is in 1628, according to Britannica.com. Now this book is titled Rules for the Direction of Mind, which I find to be pompous in title, and I believe it's going to be just like another Aristotle book about the rules how to live life. Like there isn't a multiple different ways you can live life and be happy.
It's only one.
It's only one rule. What's the rule? Golden rule? Golden shower
Live
rule.
life by the flow. That's the best That's the best advice I could ever give you.
Oh, by the flow.
Yes. Don't make plans.
Like by the monthly
Just-
flow?
Yep. Exactly.
I was trying to live life by the flow last week, and I would rather not live by that flow.
Yeah, that's a difficult flow and a much different flow
It's a violent flow.
than what I'm talking
It
about.
was like rushing rapid flow. Like the one that would tear you up on rocks.
No one's talking about live their life like your asshole. was last week.
Well, there's a lot of people who do.
Whatever.
So, in Britannica's website, when talking about these rules for the direction of the mind, we have 4 specific rules. They go as follows. 1. Accept nothing as true that is not self-evident. 2. Divide problems into their simplest parts. 3. Solve problems by proceeding from simplest to most complex.
4. Explosive diarrhea.
4 is recheck the reasoning. Because these rules are direct application of mathematical procedures and not necessarily beneficial if you have bad reasoning.
Is number 5 burnt asshole?
You know, that would be interesting because there's only 4 rules that were mentioned. So that would be great. Let's just write that in there. If it was Wikipedia, we could do it.
I think rule 5 is definitely burning asshole.
Yeah. Burning asshole. Very, very
hot
brilliant.
lava.
Yeah, hot lava. Anyways, Rene Descartes is said to have been deep into esoteric data, so much that he was disappointed by several different people, especially like an alchemist here or there, specifically a male sapien of the Homo named Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa von Netterheim. Meanwhile, claimed to have been impressive to Rene Descartes is this human named Johann Faulhaber, who lived from 1580 to 1635. I did not care to mention the, lifespan of Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa von Netterheim, blah, blah. But I did for the one who made an impression on Descartes in a positive manner.
That name is the one you said was so much better than the first one you read.
What was the first one?
I don't know, but the second one where you're like, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah?
That one was
like that?
much easier.
Yeah, Cornelius, Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa von Nettersheim.
Yeah, that one. That's insane.
Yeah.
There's too many names.
Well, that's how you know if someone's reliable.
This bitch is trying to eat her pussy.
It's self-evident here that the one with 4 names, bad knowledge, so therefore it's self-evident, and that makes sense. So everybody with 4 names is unreliable, because that's how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
You like how Void has no idea what's going on right now?
Absolutely no idea.
He has no idea.
You just said people with 4 names can't be trusted.
You did? Oh. But do you know what I was referencing when I was saying that?
I think he knew better than I did, so we should leave him alone.
It is the name of the other guy that was easier to say. That was his correspondence.
Boyd, you're doing a good job.
No, I was really referencing one of the rules.
Oh, the rules, yes.
Nothing is true unless self-evident.
Yes.
Well, it's self-evident this guy with 4 names is unreliable, so therefore, everyone who has 4 names...
Sometimes I find it easier to distract my brain with simple things, so I actually can pay attention.
Yeah, so you focus on my junk.
Yes.
Very simple.
And try and finish the job while I listen.
Yes, good girl.
Yes, ooh.
So...
Master Daddy.
Yes, damn straight. So anywho, the man who was claimed to have been impressive to Rene, Faulhaber, he is related he is said to have been a member of the mystical society called the Rosicrucians. You ever heard of this group? So fucking Podcast has an episode on the Rosicrucians. And all sorts of people said to have been part of that group.
Sounds like a cool group.
Check them out. And then mention us in a review on their podcast. Ha 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 ha.
We heard about you from the Correlation Sensation podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually talked to Brent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and I have direct contact with each other.
Yes.
Without condom.
Without condoms.
He's called Brent.
So that's who it is, huh?
He's called Brent Van Tassel, but his nickname is Brent Van Titty Tassels.
I need to look
I got into his super
and
secret
see who this
exclusive
guy
group.
is. I think I'm feeling some of that jealousy.
Does he have machine gun jumblies?
That jealousy you felt for Tom and I think I'm feeling it now.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
like?
No,
I've known him longer than I've known you, babe.
that makes me really sad.
Oh, that's okay. He doesn't have the titties like you do.
Or the blue waffle.
Or the blue waffle, baby. Only you have that.
Okay. That makes me feel better.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what else makes me feel better? Back to the topic.
Yes.
So, the mystical society Rene Descartes has showed interest in is said to have had some sort of the same concept as Rene lived his own life by. One habit of the Rosicrucians is claimed to have been that of living a life in seclusion and moving around frequently, which is exactly what Rene Descartes did, even though he had contact with several different sapiens of the Homo. Yeah, especially when Rene spent his 22-year stint in the nether regions, he moved around 18 times. At
That's
least
a lot.
indicated by his letters. Other habits or goals Rene had that were similar to the Rosicrucians is that Rene would practice medicine without any charge. Oh, what a saint. He also wanted to increase the quality of life for others, which is probably why he didn't charge anybody for helping him out medically, which was probably some sort of drug, like opium. He's probably like, this will cure everything, baby. Just take that shit. He also optimistically thought of the capabilities of science being able to solve all of what humans think to be problems, which is exactly what the Rosicrucians thought. That was probably one of the main roots of that whole group. That's why a lot of famous mathematicians and so forth were a part of that group. Even though Rene Descartes had very similar attributes as many Rosicrucians, he didn't believe in the mystical part of it. And that's probably would explain why he was not a part of that group, even though he was buddy-buddy with one of these other people who were. In 1622, Rene traveled to Paris, where he did all the things a wealthy trust fund ape would do. He gambled, he rode on horses, he fenced, he attended concerts, plays, and even court hearings. Some acquaintances called friends of Descartes were someone named Jean-Louis Guez de Balzac.
De Balzac?
His name was de Balzac.
De Balzac?
Oh, de Balzac.
De Balzac.
He wrote a book. De Balzac wrote a book called Christian Socrates. It was credited to Rene Descartes in 1652.
De Balzac.
B-A-L-Z-A-C. Balzac.
Balzac.
Yeah, his name was Balzac. Boy, did you hear that?
Balzac.
He has a big
Good
sack.
boy.
Like he's the bitch.
What?
Mm.
Like, who's the bitch?
Good dog. Good boy.
Well, he doesn't say anything until I say something about him. Then it comes up and
Stop picking on my
repeats what I said.
son.
I'm sorry. Would you like a treat?
We have some CBD treats right
Yeah,
here.
you want some doggy treats? Really have
Your
some.
aunt bought them for you.
Yeah. They're kind of dry. They're okay if you mix them with milk. You let them soak for a few hours. But other than that, they're too crusty. You're looking at me like you're mad now, Void.
No, just listening, waiting to continue.
Oh, good idea. So yeah, de Balzac. Then another companion of Rene Descartes was Théophile de Vaux. Théophile was imprisoned in the year of 1623, just 3 years before his own death. This was due to him making a mockery of religious themes. Of course, there were other people who Rene spent time with, one of which is called Father Martin Marcine, who is considered to have had a large contact list of other academic humans. Most of the time, though, Rene spent writing documents such as books and treatises and writing in his journal and letters to other humans. But all of those mentioned were not recovered, so he could have just been sitting in his room with his fist up his ass.
Oh, definitely.
He could have not written anything and could have been lived up by his previous books, and everybody thought he was writing something when he was just saying, "I'm writing something. You'll never find out what I'm really doing." Ha ha ha.
Yeah, and then oops, they all got burnt down or lost
Yeah,
or
whoopsies.
flooded. Oops.
I wiped my butt with him.
Yeah, that's probably what happened.
Makes great toilet paper.
Yeah.
So, do you think he tore off somebody else's arm, like you wanted to do, to stick his fist up his own ass?
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Okay. Just wondering if that's
Yeah.
your theory in
Yeah.
this
Well,
instance.
it's not theory. It's well-founded
Yeah,
fact.
I mean, if you do it, then he had to do it.
But it got lost with the books, so we don't know.
Yeah, we couldn't find the limb.
Yeah.
It's just missing.
Yeah. By the year 1628, or in the year of 1628, it appears that Rene got into some trouble. This is when he left France to go to the nether regions for good amongst the Protestants.
He went to the nether region?
Yeah, he did. Up there, up north in the nether regions. For the authorities didn't take kindly to the Jesuit-influenced opinion that he happened to blurt out during some talk, which was sparked by the late alchemist human named Chandot, based off the claim from Chandot that probability is as good as certainty. Rene is claimed to have been an intelligent, well-thought man, and proceeded to explain that through demonstration you can prove that probability is lazy, good-for-nothing assumption, while certainty is certainty. Which really doesn't need demonstration at all.
Makes sense.
You open up that box, and you'll see if the cat is dead.
Sorry, that scared me.
You think a cat is dead in a box?
Yeah, Schrodinger's cat. Definitely dead now. It's not random. He's way too old to have been alive now. Oh, but it's random, see. He could still be alive. Butt licker.
Butt fister.
More like Schrodinger. Scrotuminger.
He was a butt fister.
Oh, he was a fist butter.
Oh.
Butter fist.
You think he spread butter on the fish?
Oh, yeah. Definitely. While he was fisting his cat.
His dead cat.
Yeah. Maybe it's dead, maybe it's not.
That's one
Did he go around and
stinky
with a sock puppet and
pussy.
say hello?
Yes.
This is my pussy on my fist.
That's
Yes.
one stinky pussy.
Probably. I picture a red pussy. Like an orange pussy. Now let's dive a little deeper into why the nether regions of Earth were such a delicious place for Rene Descartes. They were socially liberal up north, probably because the biggest stressors up there were the cold, rather than heated discussions of religious mumbo-jumbo, lumbo-dumbo, mento fuckalumbo. Descartes wouldn't have had to have worried about being burnt at the stake with A1 steak sauce, because it was so cold up there. In deep contrast, France got rid of all the Jews in 1615 for wrong thinking, because they had a different religion. In this year, the last stronghold for the Protestants was destroyed just weeks prior to Rene leaving France. Even criticism of Aristotle was banned by the year of 1624. But don't worry, you guys, there's some favoritism, like there always is. There's always double standards for those people that you like.
I'm super worried.
What?
About this double standard.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like the Catholic priests, some of them actually published criticism on Aristotle without any repercussion at all, while others would be imprisoned and maybe even killed.
So not fair.
Life isn't fair.
Justice wasn't fair.
Nah, justice is, that's all an illusion. Justice. Everybody needs something to believe in to feel comfort and some sort of stability, because that's the way people are trained to fear. When life itself is without a doubt uncertain, that's why probability was even invented. So, in 1629, Descartes is believed to have written his first draft of what is called Meditations, while living with a Catholic family in a place called Britannica, when he went to the university there. Another location Rene traveled to was Denmark in 1631, where he is said to have visited his companion named Etienne de Villebresso, who was known for alchemy and also physician work, along with concocting some weapons of war. 8 years later, Rene attended the University of Utrecht, developed some sort of correspondence with a human educator named Henry Regius. This relationship would have developed into an unsavory communication with another sapien of the Homo Rene Descartes would have for the rest of his life, with a male sapien of the Homo named Gisbertus Voitius. Voit?
That's a sexy name.
Gisbertus Voitius? Void! What you doing in here?
I wasn't here. I wasn't born yet.
That's a mouthful.
A jizz?
Void, you know we travel through the time and space. Pretend like you don't do that. Puh.
He's trying to stay on script.
Well, we all have our flaws.
I'm gonna keep on pretending, okay?
Okay.
I'm just another human. That's
Okay.
why I made that mistake.
Maybe you'll get it someday.
Maybe. When do you think?
Couple months.
So anyway, Gisbertus Voitius, who was a Calvinist theologian, got into arguments with Rene Descartes in letters. The main topic was Rene trying to plea for religious tolerance towards all religions in France. This conversation got so hot and heavy, Rene had to seek protection by means of a hookup known as the French ambassador, more specifically, one called Constantin Huygens. Rene wasn't always alone. He apparently enjoyed some company with not just friends and foes, but a female sapien of the Homo, named Helena Jans, because in 1635, Rene had a daughter, born named Francine. This daughter is speculated to have been illegitimate, even though there is a list about her baptism, and only legitimate children are said to have been in there. By the year 1640, Francine, Rene's daughter, died from scarlet fever at 5 years old. It's claimed that Rene, after this, expressed that one does not have to hold back one's tears or refrain from crying in order to be a man.
I'm surprised they knew that back then.
He did.
It seems like
The vast majority do not, but, you know, the most intellectual people already knew that.
Yeah.
Except for Aristotle. He was kind of pompous. He thought he was better. He was special.
makes sense.
That's why they didn't let him
It
rule
must
over
be
the
the name.
Aristotle.
Yeah.
Sound
He
like
just thought he was better than everybody else.
a syllogism name. Anyways, in February 11th of 1650, Descartes is thought to have contracted some sort of flu from a person he was treating, probably for free. And he died of pneumonia. But there's a site that I've used, and there's some thought that Rene's was actually poisoned as a result of this dispute with this Catholic, or this theologian, this Calvinist theologian. Which wouldn't be too far-fetched either.
That's horrible.
Well, you know, that was probably the normal. You hook up with someone high up there, they're more likely to kill you.
Kind
I
of
mean,
like,
I would.
kind of like the governments.
Yeah. No problem. You just order
get in
some
their
CIA
way.
dude.
Yeah, some shit like that.
Some guy who is registered as a cook at the Pentagon. He's really a murderer for the government.
Yeah. Oh no, that cook, he just was hit by another car and died on the scene.
Yeah, this is a long-ass episode, you guys.
Yeah, I know.
Yup.
Well, if you like us, share, like, subscribe, give us a review, then DM us and prove to us you did all that. You'll get a free t-shirt at a place in the tribe.
Yeah, it's a dope ass t-shirt. It glows in
cool.
the dark.
I was just
Yeah.
about to say that.
Yeah, it's our cover art, our brain. But a negative. I mean, it kicks ass.
Yes, it does.
You'll be surprised at how many people will like this podcast.
Yeah, make sure you share it on all social media platforms.
We have a 70-year-old who listens to this thing. And a 14-year-old.
Yeah, all ages.
All ages. And the demographics indicated that people around the age of 18 to 24 and the older people around 45 to like 60 are more apt to click on the link. Maybe the older ones are accidentally clicking on the link, but you know.
Possibly, or maybe they just have more time to listen.
Yeah, maybe. But anyways, what do we do, Void?
We leave in peace.
Bye.
See you later.